some news is coming into the rumor mill last couple hours that Jeff Horn's trainer, coach, whatever you want to call him, let the cat out the bag, said that they're fighting a 6'1 welterweight next, and it's only one 6'1 welterweight that's pretty much kind of relevant, not really relevant, and that's Bradley Skeete. This boy CJ Goodfellow back with the Boxing Clinic. Shout out to the LDBC, YTBC, and everybody on that boxing grind. You dig? One time for the one time. And sounds like Jeff Horn is taking on Bradley Skeete. After they threw out, Lamont Peterson name, they threw out Jesse Vargas, and now all of a sudden he's, down the list all the way down to Bradley Skeete. Bradley Skeete is a British champion, welterweight champion, became champion March 2016, excuse me. I ain't seen a lot of him, but I know that he ain't all that, He was calling the fight, Pacquiao, I think, before the Jeff Horn fight. Tall guy, only 12 knockouts out of like 28 fights. He lost to Frankie Gavin. That should be all you need to know right there. And what really upsets me, if Jeff Horn, after that win over Pacquiao, was talking all big and shit, man. He was talking cash shit, talking about that. Bring on Errol Spence. Bring on, Pacquiao rematch. Bring on everybody. He said he was willing to fight everybody, put everything on the line, knowing that his handlers wouldn't let him off the leash. There's no way you go from almost fighting a Manny Pacquiao rematch in Brisbane, Australia, all the way to fucking Bradley Skeete. There's a lot, way more prominent welterweights he could have fought. Lamont Peterson, for God's sake, would have been a solid fight. Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Jesse Vargas, I told you guys, probably was unlikely because he is in a contract dispute with Top Rank Boxing, and they've been in a contract dispute for several months right now, and, it's probably going to get even more uglier for Jesse Vargas. He might have to end up, sitting out a couple years to get away from Top Rank, because this was his opportunity to come back and make some good, some good Skrilla, some good cheese, and, I don't see any other fight that's going to bring him that type of money. Even a Terrence Crawford fight is not going to bring him that type of money. That going over to Brisbane versus a vulnerable foe to regain his WBO welterweight title. But, disappointed in Jeff Horn once again. He popped off, talked all that shit. Even though we all know he was telling fables and shit, like he was telling fairy tales. Oh, I want this guy. This guy can catch this fade and this and that. And all of a sudden, you all the way down to Bradley Skeete, who ain't even a top 10 welterweight in my opinion. You lost to Frankie fucking Gavin. Come on. Get the fuck out of here. Could Bradley Skeete beat Jeff Horn? Possibly so. Cause I don't think he's going to knock Jeff Horn out, but Jeff Horn could be damaged goods after the Pacquiao rematch. And all this tells me is this. Bob Bram really wants Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn rematch for some reason, and I know the reason why. He wants the Pacquiao-Jeff Horn rematch because Pacquiao contract has expired with Top Rank, for what I'm understanding, and he wants to dwindle that carry known as Jeff Horn versus Pacquiao, so Pacquiao can sign an extension with Top Rank. Pacquiao's coming out the Philippines that he wants to solely, exclusively promote Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn in the Philippines, and that ain't gonna happen. Because Bob Bram probably got two options on Jeff Horn. And he's not going to let Jeff Horn be solely promoted to fight Pacquiao. Pacquiao going to sign that extension, and he going to get a shot at Jeff Horn, And Bradley Skeete beat Jeff Horn. Bob Bram going to have options on Bradley Skeete. Bradley Skeete can outbox Jeff Horn, maybe. But Jeff Horn is not the same fighter that he once was. He took a lot of punishment that ninth round of that whole fight. But it's just disappointing to me, man. This just shows me they want to play four corners. Terrence Crawford could have jumped in there and got that title. For some reason, they don't want to promote Terrence Crawford right. They don't want to give him any opportunity. They want to make him wait his turn. And if he waits his turn, he makes his welterweight debut versus the end of 2017 or 2018. He's not going to fight anybody. It's not going to be a Sean Porter. It's not going to be a Keith Thurman. It's not going to be a Spence. It's not even probably going to be a Saddam Ali. He ain't going to fight nobody. At welterweight. They're not going to make no deals with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford going to have to get away from Bob Arum. That might mean being out the ring at least 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years maybe. He ain't got that time. He's 28 years old. And, this is an opportunity for him to get a belt. And by them passing up that opportunity to give Crawford a belt, that just tells me that he's at the end of his contract. Because he done had about 10 fights since he fought with Top Rank, unless he was stupid enough to re-up with him. Because when he fought with Top Rank, he fought British Prescott, then he fought Klimov, Ray Beltran, a lot of people. Ricky Burns, Derry John, Thomas Delorme, Henry Hank Lundy, Postal, John Molina, Felix Diaz, Julius Ndongo. That's a lot of fights. So he got to be at the end of his wits with Top Rank. And maybe that's why Top Rank ain't promote that Julius Ndongo Terrence Crawford showdown. Because he did say on Twitter that he voices displeasure with Top Rank not promoting this fight like they promoted Pacquiao, Jeff Horn, and Lomachenko, Moraga. So it's something brewing in there with Top Rank. And with Terrence Crawford, he ain't got nobody fight at welterweight. That's why I didn't understand the move to welterweight. And if Top Rank is smart to keep him at junior welterweight where he's the A side and they can attract other fighters and other promoters to come fight him because he got that star power. He was better off facing against Lipinets because his next opponent at welterweight ain't going to be Lipinets. Ain't going to be on that fucking stratosphere, and he only got 11 fights. But this is definitely a total letdown. I wonder if they're going to stream this shit on ESPN. This ain't even worth the ESPN fight because, Top Rank going to give you a shitty undercard as well. And, Jeff Horn is a fucking fraud. Fuck Jeff Horn. I never liked Jeff Me So Horny anyway. I thought he was a solid fighter coming into the Pacquiao fight. But talking all that shit, man. That's like, talking all that shit to a pit bull, knowing the pit bull is behind, chained up behind a 10-foot fence, knowing the pit bull ain't going to get out the motherfucking backyard. And that's what he did with the fans. And the fighters, teasing Errol Spence, teasing everybody else who he called out. Anybody can get it. Oh, I'm ready to defend the belt against anybody. He ain't ready to defend the belt versus nobody. He's a fucking Australian punk bitch. And if they could have did the Anthony Mundine fight, he could have made 147 some type of way. They would have did that fight. So this is they can keep that shit over there in Australia. Down under, way down under that motherfucker. Jeff Me So Horny is a fraud. Hope Bradley Seat upset him. But if he doesn't, it is what it is. But what else can you say, man? What else can you say, man? These motherfuckers consistently play with motherfuckers' minds. Bob Arum, who got an option on Jeff Horn is behind this shit as well. And I ain't got shit to say, man. Hope he choke on some fucking French toast, man, Bob Arum. Because, he could have got Terrence Crawford this fucking fight. Crawford could have beat that Jeff Horn ass and keep him moving. Talking about the Jeff Horn fight and Crawford fight is a bigger fight. Need more time to build. It's a Vegas fight. That bitch ain't a Vegas fight, man. And Jeff Horn, man, ooh, man. You don't understand how heated I am, but it's boy CJ Goodfellow at the Boxing Clinic. We gone.